Hello everybody, welcome to the next game in the May Madness tournament. 3 games are in the books so far in the first round out of 16, and now game number 4. We've hit each of the quadrants. We did game 1 up in this quadrant, game 2 in this quadrant, game 3 in this quadrant. We go to this quadrant for game 4, and we drill down to right here, 11 verse 22. It's the 1988 Oakland A's and the 1976 Philadelphia Phillies. Winner of that game would play the winner of the Baltimore-Oakland series from 70 versus 72. So it's potentially, you could have Oakland against Oakland, but the chances that both Oakland teams win, it's up in the air. Baltimore 1970 is very tough to beat. All right, so let's look at the starting lineups and the rosters for each of these teams. First, for the Philadelphia Phillies, who will be the quote-unquote visiting team because they are the not as good seed, lower seed, higher seed, however you want to call it. They're not as rated as highly as Oakland. And leading off, second base will be Dave Cash. Batting second at shortstop is Larry Boa. Hitting third at first base is Mike Schmidt. Batting cleanup is the DH, Greg Luzinski. Batting fifth at first base, Dick Allen. Sixth in center field is Gary Maddox. Seventh in right field is Jay Johnstone. Eighth and doing the catching is Tim McCarver. And batting ninth in left field is Bobby Tolan. On the mound for the Phillies will be Steve Carlton. In 1976, he was 20-7 with a 3.13 ERA. Let's look at the bench players that are available for the Phillies. They have 4 who are active. Tom Hutton at first, or he has a first baseman, but he'd be a pinch hitter most likely. Downtown Ollie Brown, and then 2 catchers, Bob Boone and Johnny Oates. And if you wonder why Bob Boone's not catching, historically, Tim McCarver was the personal catcher for Steve Carlton. Let's look at their bullpen for the Phillies. They have about 4 or 5 guys there. I think it's 5. Gene Garber, Ron Reed, Ron Schuler, Tug McGraw. Yeah, okay, so we got 4. My bad, we got 4. And if they need long relief, there is Wayne Twitchell. He's a starter/reliever, so if Carlton gets knocked out early, we will turn to Wayne Twitchell as long relief. For the Oakland A's, let's look at their lineup. Leading off and playing left field is Stan Javier. Batting second at third base is Carney Lansford. Hitting third in right field is Jose Canseco. Batting cleanup, and he is the designated hitter, and that's Dave Parker. Batting fifth at first base is Mark McGuire. Hitting sixth in center field is Dave Henderson. Batting seventh in catching, Terry Steinbach. Batting eighth and playing second base, Mike Letgo Gallego. And batting ninth, shortstop, Walt 3-Blind Weiss. And on the mound for the A's, 21 game winner actually, Dave Stewart, 21-12, 3.23 ERA. For the A's on their bench, they have 4 bench players. They have Tony Phillips, Mr. Utility Knife. You can see all the positions he plays. Luis Polonia, Don Baylor, and Ron Hassey, the backup catcher. In their bullpen, they have Rick Honeycutt, Gene Full Nelson, Greg Life is a Cataray, Eric Kerplunk, and Dennis Eckersley. Okay, so those festivities out of the way, let's bring the score sheet into view along with our backstop and the charts because we are doing advanced only. And let's get everything lined up where it can be seen as well as the full score sheet. I think that's a good spot for it right there. All right, so Dave Stewart finishing his warm-up tosses, and he'll be set to face leadoff man Dave Cash. Let's see if Cash is money or not. We will find out soon enough. Dice, we've got our 2 red and 1 white for Philly color, and the green D20 for the A's color. All right, ready to go. Dave Cash facing Dave Stewart. And game number 4 in the first round of May Madness is underway. We get a 4-8 off of Stewart, and that's a solid single by Cash. So Cash was money on that leadoff single. He's a C stealer Let's check Steinbach for his arm. And let's see, Steinbach, his arm rating is a -1. So C Steeler starts out as a 11. You're not going to try it because you're down to about a 7, 1 through 7 chance by the time you do all the calculations. So Dave Cash, he will be held, but he will not attempt a steal. And second man up is Larry Boa. He could bunt, and I think he will actually. So he's a B. Well, you know what? He's going to try a hit and run because they're holding the runner. The B hit and run becomes an A hit and run. So we're going to go to our hit and run chart, and it becomes an A. And on the hit and run chart, we just need 2d6s. Get us 9, a 9 with an A hit and run. Ground ball shortstop batter is safe, lead runner is out. How about that? Even on a hit and run, he is out of there. So that did not work the way they had anticipated. It ends up being a fielder's choice, 6-4. And that puts Boa on base. Now, Boa is an A Steeler, so he would start out as a 15. Being held makes him a 13. -1 from Steinbach is a 12. So 1-12, and they're going to try to get him in scoring position. 1-12, Boa's going to take off. And it's an 8, and he makes it. So Larry Boa steals second base in front of Schmidt. So now the Phillies have something going. Boa, of course, will be held, and Schmidt, the batter, against Stewart from the stretch. 4-8 again. That's the same roll that he gave up the single on last time. That's another single to center field on that 4-8 result. And Boa will probably score. Let's take a look at Henderson's arm in center. He is a -2, so that could have something to do with it. Let's check Boa. He's a 17. He's being held, makes him a 16. -2 from Henderson makes him a 14. So a 1-14, and he will score. Or you could leave runners at the corners for Luzinski. They're going to do 1-14. They're going to send him. And he's in there. So he beats the tag by Steinbach, and the Phillies grab a 1-0 lead on the RBI single by Schmidt. Schmidt's a B Steeler. He will be held, but he will not run. And here's Luzinski as Stewart tries to find something other than 4-8. And he gets a 6-8, so that's a little bit different, but still possibly could be trouble. 1-4 is a single. Anything else, 5-20, he lines it to Walt Weiss. And it's a 4, so it gets through for a base hit, but it's a 1-star job. So Schmidt will stop at second base. So the double play still in order, but runners at first and second with nobody out. Well, sorry, with 1 out. And Dick Allen. 2-5 for Allen is a walk, and that's going to load the bases. So Stewart in early dire straits, loading the bases with only 1 out and 1 in already, and you got to face Carlton. So this could be the inning that the A's could lose it right off the bat. Let's see, Gary Maddox, the batter, 2-3. 2-3 is a ground ball pitcher B, so let's take a look here. With a ground ball to the pitcher is considered to be in. So ground ball B, it says batter is safe, run on third is out. So they get the force at the plate. Fielder's choice as Schmidt is out 1-2. Other runners advance to keep the bases loaded. So bases are loaded with 2 outs now. And that's going to bring up Jay Johnstone. 1-2, and that's a fly to center field to end the inning. And Dave Stewart magically gets out of that with only 1 run allowed. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. And the Phillies possibly might come back to haunt them as they didn't get more runs. But they do have Mr. Carlton on the mound, and Mr. Carlton can make up for a lot of mistakes. So he's on the mound, giving his warm-up tosses. You can see, I'm not sure how well it shows up on the video, but these cards are from the Diamond Gems, so they're brand new, whereas these 1988 ones from the Oakland A's off Moonlight Graham, they were definitely used. They've almost got a yellowing tint to them, but all the numbers are there, and the corners and the cards themselves are in good shape, just a little faded. So certainly serviceable, no problems. So here's Javier to lead it off against Carlton. 1-6 against a lefty. He's going to ground to Schmidt, and there's 1 away. So Javier is retired for Carney Lansford, third baseman. 4-8 off of Carlton is a 1-out walk. So Carney Lansford draws the walk, and he's an A stealer. So let's take a look at McCarver. He's got a +2 arm, so we're definitely looking to run here with Lansford. An A stealer's a 15 being held. You lose 2, but you get those 2 back from McCarver. So you're looking basically at a 1 to 15, and he's going to try it. And he's in there. So a stolen base for Carney Lansford ahead of Canseco. So Lansford still, of course, will be held. And Canseco's coming to the plate with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. 1-5 for Canseco. And against the lefty. Did I read it off the right-hander last time? I think I was. Did I mess that up? I'm trying to remember if I screwed something up here. I don't think I did. I think I'm okay on that. But anyway, Canseco, 1-5 against a left-hander. That did not screw anything up with Canseco. 1-5 is a solid home run, either against a righty or a lefty. So 1-5, it's gone. A 2-run homer for Jose Canseco. And just like that, Tony La Russa is smiling again as the A's lead it 2-1. And there's only 1 out. Here's the Cobra, Dave Parker, lefty on lefty. Was thought about using Don Baylor, but I still think that Parker's a better hitter even against lefties than Baylor is. 6-8 Carlton against a lefty. 6-8 is a strikeout. And it wouldn't matter who was batting. 6-8 would have been a strikeout either way. And now that brings up Mark McGwire. 2-9 for McGwire is a walk, and that's going to keep the inning going. McGwire will not be held. He's an E stealer, so he has no chance at all of stealing. Stole no bases as far as I know in 88. The card doesn't say it, but since he's got nothing up there, I'm assuming that. 4-7. 4-7 is a 1-9 single by Henderson. 10-20 and snagged by Boa. And that's snagged by Boa to end the inning. But the A's answer the 1 by the Phillies with 2 of their own. And at the end of 1, it's a 2-1 ball game. And could this be the second consecutive game where a stellar pitching matchup turns into a slugfest? Just like the Atlanta Mets game did last time. Here's McCarver to lead it off. It's a 2-2 for McCarver. And that's a low max. Line out second base max, but nobody's on base. And that's 1 away. And that brings up Bobby Tolan, the left fielder. 2-8 for Tolan, and he's going to strike out. So 2 down. 2 up and 2 down. Brings up Dave Cash. 4-4, and that's a catcher X for Steinbach. And Steinbach's a 3. And that's an 8. So we'll check the catcher defense. A 3 and an 8. 3 and an 8's a ground ball C. So good play for Steinbach. That goes 2-3 on that little dribbler in front of the plate. And he got the speedy Cash to end the inning. So it was Steinbach who was money on that play to get Cash to end the inning. All right, here is Carlton. And leading off will be Steinbach, and usually that's the way it goes. Somebody makes a nice defensive play, they lead off the next inning. So here's Steinbach, 4-9 against Carlton, struck him out. So Carlton with strikeout number 2 brings up Mike Gallego. 6-10, and that's a ground ball to short. That'll be handled by Boa. So 2 up, 2 down, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Walt Weiss. This card's kind of sticking on me here. Come on, there we go. Walt Weiss, switch hitter. 3-7 for Weiss, and that's a pop out to third. Schmidt will put it away, and the inning is over. So easy going there for Carlton in the second. We go to the third. It's Oakland 2 and Philadelphia 1. And Dave Stewart, he's got a fatigue of 7. Carlton's got a fatigue of 8. So they can both go quite a haul as long as they're effective. Here's Boa. 2-11, and that's a foul out to McGwire at first base for out number 1. So Boa's out of there. Here's Schmidt. Schmidt singled his last time up. 3-7, and this time he's going to draw a walk. So a 1-out walk to Schmidt. He's a B stealer. He will not try to run, but he will be held. And here's Luzinski. 4-5. That's another walk. So Stewart issuing quite a few walks here. That is walk number 3 already in less than 3 innings. 2 on, 1 out, and Dick Allen. 2-9 for Allen, struck him out. Big strikeout for out number 2, and that's going to send us to Gary Maddox. Last chance for the Phils to get some runs. 5-10 is a fly ball center field X. That is Henderson, and we'll see if Hendu can do. And Henderson is a 2. And it's an E9 if it goes to his error, but he's a 2 for range. 2-17 is a good play, and that will end the inning. So nothing doing for the Phils. And Stewart, despite the little bit of control issue, gets out of it with no damage done. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Top of the order for the A's, Stan Javier to lead things off. Javier grounded to Schmidt his first trip. 4-2 against Carlton is a solid single. So Javier leads things off in the 3rd with a base hit. He's an A stealer. And again, +2 for McCarver. So that's a 1-15 if he wants to steal. They're going to give it a go. 1-15. Why not? And it's a 3, so it's a possible throwing error on McCarver. And McCarver's T rating is a 1-4. So 1 through 4, we got a throwing error. We do not. It's just a stolen base. So Javier in scoring position to lead off. He will, of course, be held. It's Carney Lansford. 1-3 for Lansford. He's going to line out to Schmidt for out number 1. And it brings up Jose Canseco. Homered his first trip. 1-9. He's got a chance to homer again. 1-15 would do it. Anything else, he flies to flies to left. So Tolan going back on it. Can he get it? 1-15 is gone. It is gone. A 15, there is no provision to rob a home run. So it is a 2-run homer for Canseco, and he's done it again. Mr. Juiced has done it again. A 2-run bomb. A's now lead at 4-1. Canseco with all 4 RBI. Here is Dave Parker. 6-8 against Carlton is a strikeout. Route number 2. And that brings up McGuire. 6-5. And that's a potential home run off of Carlton. 1-7 is a home run. 8-20 is a double. So can McGuire go deep? He cannot. He doubles. It goes off the wall, settling for a double. So a 2-out double to McGuire. He will not be held, of course, because he's an E stealer. But Dave Henderson's up. He lined hard to short his first trip. 6-10, and that's a ground ball to short. This time Bo has got it. Inning's over, but 2 more runs thanks to Canseco. At the end of 3, it is Oakland 4 and the Phillies 1. Carlton does all right as long as he doesn't have to face Canseco. He's got to figure Canseco out. And Jay Johnstone will lead off for the Phils. Flew to center his first trip. 2-8, and this time it's a solid single for Jay Johnstone to start us off. He's a C stealer. He will not steal, but he will be held. Here's McCarver. 2-5 for McCarver. Ground ball to short. That's a fielder's choice. So Weiss to Gallego for the force. McCarver, the new runner. He will not be held. He will not steal. Here's Bobby Tolan. 4-2 is a ground ball shortstop X. That is Walt Weiss. And Weiss is a 2 E18. So he's a 2 for range. 2 and an 8. Let's see if that goes to the error range for the shortstop. A 2 and an 8. Yes, it does. So we're going to check his error rating, which is an E18. So E18 for Weiss, we get a 7. E18 and a 7 is a ground ball A, so it's a double play. 6-4-3. They work their magic. 2 quick outs. Well, that's the end of the inning, rather. I'm sorry. Already had a force play, so that ends the inning. Inning-ending double play off of Tolan. Tolan not as fast as he used to be, so couldn't beat that out. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 4-1. And luckily for Carlton, Canseco is not scheduled to bat right away. We've got Steinbach. He will lead us off. Struck out his first trip. 2-3 for Steinbach. He's going to line it right to Schmidt. And there's one away. brings up Gallego. 2-8, and that's a ground ball to Boa. 2 up, 2 down. So Carlton settling down as long as he doesn't have to face Canseco, it would appear. These cards are really sticking on me here. Okay, so Walt Weiss. 4-3 against Carlton is a fly ball right field X. That's Jay Johnstone. Defensively for Johnstone, he is a 3, E7, but 3 is the operative number. For range, 3-19, he'll make that play easily. And the inning is over. Easy 1-2-3 inning this time for Mr. Carlton. Go to the 5th, it's 4-1 Oakland. And Stewart back out. Will be facing the top of the order, Dave Cash. And Cash, 1 for 2. 4-12, he's going to ground it to McGuire, and that's 1 away. So Cash is gone. Here's Boa. 3-6 for Boa against a right-hander. It's a ground ball back to the mound. Easy play, easy peasy for Dave Stewart. 2 up, 2 down for Schmitty. 5-11 is a ground ball to McGuire. So very easy inning for Stewart. And he is really, since that first inning hiccup, he has really settled in nicely. And it's just rolling along for the A's. We go to the bottom of the 5th. And now Carlton could be in trouble because batting third this inning is Canseco. So here's Javier. 5-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. That's Gary Maddox, who's a perennial Gold Glover back in the day. He's a 1, so let's see if he can corral that. 1-1, he does. He had to be a 1 to get it. So Javier put it in the gap, but as the old saying goes, 2/3 of the earth is covered by water, the other third covered by Gary Maddox. So that's out number 1, and here's Carney Lansford. 1-8 against a lefty, and that's a solid single for Lansford. Now, he stole a base his first time up. I think he's going to sit still this time and let Canseco hit. He will be held, of course. 1-6 for Canseco, and he's got a chance for another home run. 1-16, it would be his 3rd home run of the game, and Carlton would just quit, I think, at this point. And he will. It's a home run, and that's going to be it for Carlton. He is done. Should have took him out, I guess, before we got to Canseco, but what are you going to do? 1-6 against a righty would have been the same thing, so no win situation for Carlton. He's done. Juice wins. Juice wins out, and it is now 6-1. So let's see who's going to come on. Next up for the A's is Parker, the lefty. The only lefty they have in the bullpen is McGraw. They'll go ahead and save him for later. So right now they will turn to Ron Schuler. Kind of a pseudo-long guy with a 2 inning or 2 as his relief rating. So Carlton gives up 3 homers, all to Canseco. He's got all 6 RBIs. He goes 4 1/3, and that's it. And then Schuler will be coming on. And just trying to hang on at this point. Here's Parker, 4-6, struck him out. So Parker out on strikes for out number 2, and that's going to bring up McGuire. 2-5 against a right-hander, and that's a ground ball to Boa. Where that came from. That's a ground ball to Boa to end the inning. But another 2 spot. Every other inning's a 2 spot thanks to Jose Canseco. He's got 3 homers, 6 RBIs. We go to the 6th. It is 6-1 A's. Tony La Russa not even caring about the juice right now because it's getting the job done for him as they look to take on either the 70 Orioles or the 72 A's. The Mustache Gang. 4-6 off of Stewart, and that's a strikeout. So while Carlton was having trouble with Canseco, Stewart is just strolling along through the Philly lineup. Here's Dick Allen. 5-4, and that's a ground ball third base X. That's Carney Lansford. And Lansford checks in defensively as a 2. Let's see if he can make that play. And 2-10 will go to an error rating. His error rating is an E8. So let's see if he can make the play on an E8. That's an 8. E8 and an 8. E8 and an 8 for third baseman. E8 and an 8. And that's a ground ball A. Good play. So Lansford up to the task. 2 down. Brings up Gary Maddox. Philly bats have gone silent. 4-9. Well, finally Maddox will do something. 1-15 is a double. 16-20 is a single. So up to 19, so we get a single out of that. Maddox an ace stealer, but he's not going to go down 6-1. No sense taking a chance. Here's Johnstone. 2-9 for Johnstone. All these hits in column 2, he found ground ball C. So Gallego makes the play to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. 6-1 favor of Oakland as they seem to be large and in charge. Schuler back out. We'll be facing Hindu. We get a 2-7 for Hindu, and he's going to do damage. 1-10 is a double, 11-20 is a single. That's a double for Hindu. So Hindu can do a leadoff double, his first hit of the game. He will not be held. He's a D-stealer. Here's Steinbach. 3-7, 1-9 is a single. I'm sorry, 1-8 is a single. 9-20, he lines to short. And that's a liner right to Boa, route number 1. Henderson gets back. 1 away, and here's Gallego. 1-4 for Gallego. He pops it up to Schmidt. And that's 2 away. And it brings up the number 9 hitter, Walt Weiss, the shortstop. With 2 outs and a runner at second. 4-4. Weiss the lefty. 4-4 is a fly ball center field X again. That's Maddox. He's a 1. 1-16. He will make that play. Inning's over. So that's going to do it for Schuler. He goes an inning and 2/3. And they'll bring on Ron Reed after this, I believe. Or it might be Gene Garber. I think they're actually going to bring on Gene Garber. So Gene Garber is going to be your new pitcher for the Phils in the bottom of the 7th. Right now, top of the 7th, this is Stewart's fatigue inning. One weakness inning. Facing McCarver. Now McCarver, since Carlton is no longer in the game, they probably will take him out, but I think they'll let him hit. He's a 277 hitter. So we're going to have Carlton hit, and I believe we're going to have Bob Boone come in for defensive purposes. 6-7 against Stewart, the lefty. He is a walk, so we'll go ahead and McCarver will reach on the walk, but we may have a pinch runner and then a new catcher. Let's see. Boone doesn't run all that well. Ollie Brown, decent runner. John, none of these Philly people on the bench run all that well. I think they're actually going to keep McCarver on base because not much of a difference there. Here's Tolan. We get a 3-5 for Tolan. That's a single to center. And at this point, down 6-1, you're playing station-to-station baseball. So runners at first and second. Now Stewart 1 out or 1 hit away from, or walk, from his point of weakness. So the A's bullpen is now loosening. And with the Phillies getting up to their big boys that are right-handed, we have Gene. Is it Gene Nelson? Let's see. Or is it Eric Plunk? Actually, it's going to be Eric Kerplunk who's loosening in the bullpen. So Eric Plunk is loosening in back of Stewart. Here's Cash. 1-7 for Cash. Fly to center. 1 away. That will bring up Boa. So Boa, the batter. Followed by Schmidt. 2 on, 1 out. Here's Boa. 3-5 for Boa. Ground ball, second base C. That's going to advance the runners to second and third, but now there are 2 away. So 2 down for Schmidt. Now you could really be crazy and walk Schmidt here, but you're up 6-1. You don't want base runners on. You'll make them earn it. See if Schmidt can earn it. 6-10. No, he cannot. He flies to center. Stewart gets him, and that's going to end the inning. And that's going to be all for Stewart. He's going to go 7 innings and call it a night. As he pitches very well. 7 innings pitched, only 1 run allowed, and that was in the first inning. So he does very well for himself. And Gene Garber will be the new pitcher for the Phils here in the bottom of the 7th. 6-1 A's, seemingly in control. Bottom of the 7th, Stan Javier, leadoff man, facing Garber. 1-5 is the ground ball to first, handled by Mr. Dick Allen. One away, and oh yeah, let's move. Bob Boone is going to be the new catcher for the Phils as he replaces McCarver. All right, now here is Carney Lansford. 110 for Lansford. Ground ball to short. All those hits, but he found ground ball to short. So Boa takes care of business. 2 down, and now here's the man, Jose Canseco, 3 for 3 with 3 homers. That was against Carlton. What can he do against Garber? 310. He gets hit by the pitch. Now, you wonder if that's because he had the 3 home runs. I wonder if there was a message there. Garber. And Canseco's not very happy about it. He's a double-A stealer. You know what? Up 6-1. He's going to steal because they're going to hit him. They're going to hit back, and they're going to steal with Canseco. And now Boone is in the game, so he's got better defensive catcher. He's got a -2 arm. But Canseco's a double-A stealer. It's a 17. 15 for -2 for Meanwhile is a 15, and -2 for Boone is a 13. So Canseco's going to try to steal it. And he's thrown out. So got a little greedy and got thrown out, but he doesn't care. They're up 6-1. Why would he care? So Canseco giving him the look. And almost raised a middle digit, but did not. So we go to the 8th, and new pitcher for the A's will be Eric Plunk, the right-hander. Eric Plunk. He'll be facing Luzinski, Allen, and Maddox here in the 8th. 4-5 for Plunk. Ooh, Plunk had a little trouble here. 4-5 is a 1-3 triple. 4-20 is a single. And that's a base hit for Greg Luzinski. I'm not going to pinch run for him because if it comes around him in the 9th again, you want his bat. So you're not down 6-1. You're not going to worry about his running ability or lack thereof. Here's Dick Allen. Obviously not being held now. 2-7. Struck him out. So Plunk gets the whiff on Dick Allen for out number 1. That takes us to Gary Maddox. 2-7 for Maddox. He flies to center for out number 2. Now it brings us to Jay Johnstone, the right fielder. 3-8 for Johnstone. Ground ball to second. The shortstop was the one who was, well, he's not even holding the runner, my bad. The runner's not even being held, so the plus doesn't even matter. It's a 4-3. But if it was, the shortstop was the one holding, not the second baseman. So it would not have gotten through anyway. But that's going to do it. After the leadoff single, Plunk retires the next 3 in a row. So he is done his job. And the A's will bring in another relief pitcher to clean up in the 9th. For the Phillies, let's see, will they let Garber keep going? Hey, he's only pitched 1 inning. Let's see, Parker, McGuire, and Henderson. So let's see, do they want to do anything weird? Well, you know what? Just since you can't carry him the next round, you might as well bring in everybody. So McGraw is going to come in and pitch to Parker, lefty on lefty, to start the 8th inning, bottom of the 8th inning. Dave Parker, lefty on lefty with McGraw. 5-4, fly ball, center field, and there's 1 away. So Parker is retired, and now McGraw is going to leave. He pitched 1/3 of an inning, and they're going to bring in Ron Reed to face the 2 right-handers. So Ron Reed will be on to face McGuire and Henderson. So Ron Reed is on. 1-6, and McGuire struck him out. 2 down. And that brings up Dave Henderson. 2-12 for Henderson. Fouls out to Boone, and that's going to end the inning. So 1-2-3 inning between both McGraw and Reed. And now we go to the top of the 9th. Last chance for everybody. Boone is a scheduled hitter, but you could pinch hit for Boone because you do have Tommy Hutton And you do have Johnny Oates, another catcher, just in case. Let's see. Johnny Oates was a 253 hitter. Boone, 271. Actually, Boone's a better hitter. So you might just stick with Boone. Ollie Brown's not as good as Boone. Boone's better than all the bench. So we'll leave Boone in there to hit. And he will be facing the offerings of Greg Cadaret, the lefty. So Greg Cadaret, the lefty, will be coming on. Try to finish out the inning. Eric Plunk, an easy 1 inning pitched. So we've got Boone, and actually for Tolan, we're going to go to pinch hitter Ollie Brown. He's going to pick up a bat and hit against the lefty Cadaret. So Ollie Brown is going to pinch hit for Tolan after Boone hits. So we got Boone, and then we have downtown Ollie Brown as the Phillies trying to pull out all the stops here. Cadaret leads things off here against Boone. 6-6 against the righty. That's a base hit to left field for Bob Boone. So Bob Boone, a leadoff single. And that will bring up the aforementioned downtown Ollie Brown. 3-8 against the lefty. He's going to pop to short, handled by Walt Weiss. 1 away. Takes us to the top of the order for Dave Cash. We get a 4-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. That's Gallego. And Gallego is a 3 at second base. And that's 20, so that's a good play. Probably a double play. Let's check the 3 and the 20 on the second baseman. It is a ground ball A, and it is a double play, and it ends the inning and the ball game. So we get a 4-6-3 double play to finish things out, thanks to that 20 there on the D20. And it's the A's with a fairly comfortable 6-1 lead, or 6-1 win rather, over the Phillies. And the Phillies had that chance in the first to get some runs and left a lot out there and just kind of lost their momentum. So now we have Oakland moving on. And so now we have 1 from each quadrant decided. So 4 of the 16 have been decided. 12 more games in the first round to decide things. Next round game, we're going to have an interesting pitching matchup. We're going to have the 1978 Yankees against the 2017 Dodgers. That's up here in this quadrant right here. And it's going to be Ron Guidry against Clayton Kershaw. So another stellar pitching matchup. The question is, will the dice match the matchup? We shall see. So that's going to do it from here. Hope everybody enjoyed that presentation of May Madness, even though we're at the beginning of April. But by the time this thing finishes, it will be in May. So hope you all are enjoying this little tournament as I bring it back after about a year or two absence. And hopefully this will be a yearly tradition going forward. We shall see. But the A's will move on and take on the winner of the 70 Orioles versus 72 Oakland. So like I said, if the Oakland upsets Baltimore, you could have Oakland versus Oakland right here. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play. And stay safe out there and all this virus stuff. And until next time, as usual, we'll see you down the road.